in a second. There we are. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at this example here. So the exercise says, find the sum of the first 17 terms, right? That is the one we're looking for. We're looking for the addition of the 17 terms, right? In order to do that, we're going to have to use these two formulas over here. One is used to find the addition, the sum of the first n elements, right? This is the formula right there. And the second one, a sub n, is to find what is that 17th term, right? The number that is located in the position 17. We're going to use that formula. All right? Now, before we begin with the exercise, if this was a quiz, maybe, no, let me start over. Let me just start over. If we if we were studying different types of sequences, then maybe this one, maybe that one is not an arithmetic sequence, right? We can do this. We can do additions and terms for other types of sequences, So the first thing we have to do is recognize if this is an arithmetic sequence or not. How do we do that? Pretty simple. We're going to determine the difference. Right. The difference is called D, right? And we studied this the past class. The difference is the amount, the subtraction, the difference that is between the second element and the first, or the third element and the second, or the fourth element and the third, right? That difference has to be always the same. It has to be constant, has to be the same. So we know from here to there, the difference is 0.5. How do we know? Because if we do the subtraction, 15.5 minus 15, well, that is 0.5. You can do that in your calculators. Or you can just see it, right? What is missing from 15 to become a 15.5? 0.5, right? Let's see if that difference is the same here. What is missing from 15.5 to become a 16? Well, it is still 0.5. So it looks like the difference is being constant. It looks like the difference is still the same. We do the same here, and guess what? 0.5 as well. So from there, we can just conclude the difference is 0.5. And in fact, this is an arithmetic sequence. Since it is an arithmetic sequence, we can use the two formulas, all right? This doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes the numbers doesn't give you an arithmetic sequence. So you cannot use those two formulas, all right? So how do I do the formula now? All right, let's take a look at the first one. We are looking for the addition, right? The addition. Addition means we are going to have to use formula number 1. This one. This is the formula for addition. That one right there. Better? Yes. That is the formula for addition, right? So that is the formula we have to use. But guess what? We don't have this element. This one, we don't have it. We don't have that element. We know the n. N is the 17, right? We're looking for the addition of the first 17 numbers. So we know n. Let me just write it right here. We know n equals 17. Right? We're looking for the addition of the first 17 numbers. That is n. We know A1. A1 is the first element on the sequence. This one right here, the first element in the sequence. The one that appears first, 15. So let me just write it here. A1 is going to be 15. Okay, we have 3 elements of the ones that of the formula. Sorry, just 2. This one is not for the formula. We only have these 2. But we don't have this one. We don't have A15. I'm sorry, A17. I am saying A17 because if you take a look at here, I am looking for A sub n. But we know n is 17, so I'm looking for A sub 17, the number in the position 17. We don't know that one. We don't know it. Our series goes to the number 4 only. Just 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are only seeing the first 4 numbers. We will need the number 17th. How do we find that? With this formula over here. This one is going to tell us what is the number in the position 17. So let's begin with this one. If we replace the values in this one, we're going to have that a sub 17. Again, I am just replacing the n by 17. So the number in the position 17 is going to be equal to the first number, so 15, first number, plus n minus 1, right? N minus 1. Well, we know that n is 17. So in this case, I'm just going to write down 16. N minus 1. 17 minus 1. 16, right? Times the difference. And we know the difference is 0.5. So let me just write it here. Multiplied by 0.5. If you put this in your calculator, you can tell me how much is this. Can anybody say it, please?
23.
23, thank you. A sub 17 equals 23. All right, so now we know that if we were to continue this series and find the 5th number and the 6th number and the 7th number and the 8th and the 9th and the 10th and continue this sequence all the way until the position 17, we know that the number will be 23. That is what we know now. Okay, cool. Now we have a sub 17. Let me just write it here, 23. We have it. Cool, good. Now remember, the question is to find the addition, right? So this is the one we have to use. This is the real formula. This one, that is just how do you say it in English? Una fórmula auxiliar. Man, I have no idea. Whatever. This formula is just to help us find the sum, right? The addition. So let's replace our values in the first formula now. We are looking for S sub 17. S sub 17. So the addition of the first 17 numbers. The addition of the first 17 numbers. How did you find that? Just replace the values of the formula. Here we have n over 2, and we know n is 17. So 17 over 2. All right. In parentheses, we have the first element, right? A sub 1. We know that the first element is 15. Look at that. We even have it here. So 15. Plus A sub n. In our case, since we're looking for the first 17 numbers, we are looking for A sub 17. And we just found it, 23. We just find it from this formula. So 23. Close the parentheses, and you guys can tell me how much is that, please. 228, 38.
320.
What? Again, what?
323.
323. Okay, cool. So at the end of the day, what is this? What is this number that we just found? This. Again, that is the addition, the sum of the first 17 numbers of this sequence. So 15 plus 15.5 plus 16 plus 16.5 plus 17 plus 17.5 plus 18 plus 18.5. Did you get it? That addition all the way till the number 23 will give us 323. And that is the first exercise, guys. All right, remember, any doubts? I am here for you guys. Just go ahead and ask.